Hi, welcome back to Point Blank. The topic of discussion is why can't Singapore men and women get together? And right now, before we throw our questions to our special guest in the studio, I just want to look at some of our web comments that you guys been really busy leaving. Okay, well, Red Devil 72 said, my sociology professor in uni said that if you look at human history, men get married for economic reasons. Think dowry and have mistresses for love. Wow, interesting. Oh, okay, wow, okay. Something here. I guess Singaporeans are highly educated and they are doing the calculations too seriously and they tend to wait and see. Okay, Singaporeans biding their time, okay? I think being too safe maybe. Okay, a little kid said, I would like to know what is the government so exactly worried about declining birth rates? Are they coming from an economic point of view or a social point of view? Interesting question.
I think it's more of an economic point of view. What do you think?
Well,
I think it's always about economic reasons, don't you think? It's in Singapore, every single policy out there is always motivated by some economic factor.
And look at how it's affected, like our Singaporean people, just as Vox Pops alone, everyone is talking about money.
And more money.
Money is the reason why I can't get married.
And money is the reason why I am getting married as well. So.
And sometimes money becomes why I got divorced.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is true.
One last comment from our good friend Something here.
No
he says
money,
no money,
no honey.
Aww. Very good. Oh. And Red Devil Cindy says money talks and bull walks. That's why I'm still doing the walking. Okay. Wow. Okay, well,
we've been trying to get to the root of the problem, so I asked the men on the streets to share their views on the effectiveness of pro-dating initiatives and pro-marriage incentives in dealing with the overload of singles here in Singapore.
Well,
higher salaries, more off days, more leaves.
And how will that affect the situation?
So that young people can go out and meet more new people and they can get hitched.
I mean, basically, it's a personal decision. So even if the initiatives, it isn't going to help much as well.
Why do you say that?
Well, to be honest, like they are giving us baby bonuses and so on, but there is actually a lot of other tag-on expenditures you have to take note of when you're having a kid. Yeah,
right. The growing cost of living in Singapore. I think cash incentives would be a quick fix, but as I said, it's not a long-term remedy. So you need something more concrete, as in education and family planning support groups, and So I think that would help.
So what if your economy is at stake because there are not enough babies around?
Well, I think there's always a lot of foreigners.
And Japanese also, they are marrying now at quite old age. Even those days, they used to have matchmaking and so on. Japanese, they're still into this, but Singaporean matchmaking maybe...
do you think it's going to work in Singapore?
I don't know. I don't know whether it was, but personally myself... I don't like the idea of being matchmade, but I think Singapore nowadays, you do have a lot of social lives and they have...
Dating agencies.
So-called agencies.
Dating or kind of matchmake agency will only come maybe when you're in your 30s or maybe towards 40s right now.
Wouldn't that be a bit too late? Because, by then the men would be looking for girls who are in their 20s.
Yeah, then those men are probably not suitable in the first place, yeah.
The latest range of financial incentives like baby bonuses and tax reliefs, do you think that's going to help?
It's going to help. Maybe if I look back 20 years, right now I think everyone is looking at very different, they have their own perspective. I think it might not help.
It's depend on the people you want to marry or don't marry, right?
In most cases, most of those parents, they want to have 2 or more children. The expectation lower, they think, once the money come in, I can help, it's okay. But right now, I think most of the couples, they're doing quite well. They actually, most of them may be drawing, both of them, about 8,000 a month, but probably they do not want the commitment, and after that, frankly speaking, it's a lot of responsibilities, not just husband and wives, the children, the family.
Do you have like an ideal age for when you guys are going to get married?
For me, I probably think the younger the better.
Why?
Because the older you are, if you are younger, the bond will get stronger as, your partner will want to go through thick and thin with you.
So this doesn't happen when you get older?
I probably think so, yeah.
Wow. Benjamin, what do you think about that?
Do you think so? That love blossoms only as you get younger rather than older?
No, I think I would disagree with that. I think if you're older, you know what you're looking for, and I suppose the partner you're with also know what she is looking for, and then I think there is a mutual agreement and common understanding, rather than we're young and the world is your oyster and you have so many things that would tempt you, I suppose. Yep.
What about Cheryl? What do you think about that? Do you think you should start younger rather than later on in life?
Okay, I think it's easier and it's more simple to find love at a young age, but I think it's more of puppy love, and it's whether it's quite childish. I mean, to go out with someone every day and then talk on the phone every day, but it's just too simple. But as you get older, there's a lot of other things that will crop up, and you will have to consider them, like whether his family will like you or not, whether he earns enough money to feed the family next time.
So you think by starting off earlier, it's not going to guarantee the success of the relationship? Is that it? You should basically start later in life to secure.
I think it's good to start young to gain the experience, to know how simple love is like, and then so that you can use whatever lessons you have learned in the future.
And how love might hurt sometimes.
Yeah, it hurts.
But it's only through experience that you learn, right? So, yeah, what about yourself, Violet? What do you think about that comment on dating agencies and matchmaking?
I think.
Do you think it's going to work in
dating
Singapore?
agencies and matchmaking agencies, we are really an avenue for people to meet others. I would say what we are doing here is really creating opportunities for people, because at the end of the day, like in any relationship, it takes two hands to clap. It's not like we find the most perfect match. We think it's a really perfect match, but along the way, it just might not work out, or maybe even they might get married. I mean, we have had a lot of couples that have gotten married, but along the way, who knows? Things might not work out as well. So our responsibility, or the where we can contribute, is really to give them the opportunity to meet, and sometimes along the way to give them some tips and advice to make the relationship work.
Oh, do you actually teach all these courses? Have you actually taught all these courses in schools or something, or institutions?
Not so much in school, but I have run some courses for singles here and there.
Okay.
And I have to agree with Cheryl, because actually people who come to us and they have had some experience in dating, it increases their chances of actually meeting someone, because sometimes some singles, especially guys, if they have never dated before, they tend to make more boo-boos when it comes to dating. Yeah.
What are some of the most interesting boo-boos that you have encountered?
Maybe a free lesson now.
I think one of the biggest things that a lot of guys do when they go on a date is they talk too much, because they feel that the more they tell the girl about themselves, they're actually impressing the girl.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's you have to give the girl a chance to talk as well.
What about girls who talk too much?
Yeah, what are the mistakes that some girls make? Guys are not always the ones that make mistakes, by the way.
I think for ladies, usually interpersonal skills, they do not have that many problems. But sometimes, some ladies, they insist that they should just like me for who I am. So obviously, we always feel that when they go on first dates, you should try to make a good impression. So we always try to ask them to dress appropriately, or maybe to even put on some light makeup. But we have had some girls they just okay, that's just who I am, and they even turn up in their yoga outfit right after yoga.
Right, like that comment by our minister.
Yeah.
In slippers and all that. Have you ever turned up
No.
for a date?
That's what I'm trying to say. Women, instead of building walls, they sort of open their gates wholeheartedly, and the
That
guys
could be quite a turn-off,
overcompensate
isn't
by
it?
talking too much. Yeah.
I mean, there are some others, but these are just some examples.
What about you? Would you be turned on by a lady who comes and meet you for your first date in slippers and in her yoga attire?
I think I
Would
would
you
be
mind?
a little bit upset by it, because there's no respect for meeting the person the first time. Yeah, but if let's say I know her well enough, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important that there's a history, because like a lot of times like you walk on the street and then like, you know, people will make comments like, oh, you know, like that guy is so good looking, how come the girl is like not so good looking, things like that, or like vice versa. And I think it's because they have already built up a history. Maybe they know each other from school, or they met each other like through like charity work or something.
Okay.
So it does not really matter. But when you really meet someone like on a blind date or a first date, then obviously, you know, first impressions do matter a lot.
Okay. Okay, well, let's go to our web. I want to see what you guys are saying. Savanti says, love fades, friendships last forever, so choose a partner wisely. Okay, got a very cautious Singaporean there. Red Devil 72 says, let me ask everyone, do you think you can learn to love and settle down with a partner? After all, romances don't last. Ooh, broken heart. Okay, where are we going to? Mothership. Okay, little kid. Underlying, as it was stated, we are considering so much before even before marriage. To say that there is no calculation or thinking being done would be a blatant lie. That's right. As education goes up, we are able to make predictions and planning on a long-term basis. Subconsciously, when the word marriage pops up, people will start to think, are they economically stable? Are they ready for a challenge in lifestyle? How are they going to juggle their careers and stuff? It isn't that simple as to having more work leaves, more time to socialize, more marriages. If that happened, we will be living in a Peter Pan world. Wow.
Right. And Violet, this is where I have a question for you. You know, does your dating agency actually counsel these couples who actually eventually get tie the knot? Do you actually provide like post-marriage services like counseling, like, you know, expectations of marriage couples, etc.?
At this point in time, we have not gone into that yet, because you know, like in the past 4.5 years, we have been focusing more on like, you know, getting them together. But now that we see that, you know, we have more and more couples that are getting together, actually we have considered, you know, doing something like, you know, pre-marriage counseling or courses, because from what I've observed, most people who go for like pre-marriage counseling now, it's because of religion reasons. Because it is required, like for example, they are Christians, you know, their church say if you want to get married in church, you have to go through the course. But other couples who, you know, like for example, they do not have such religion reasons, they are more reluctant to go on such courses. So I think we are actually in quite a good position, because, you know, they have met through us, so chances are the trust level is higher there. So maybe we can help them to just make them a bit more aware of what they are getting themselves into.
Dominic, do you have anything to add to that?
I think you know, religion and tradition actually plays a major part in you know, weddings and people getting hitched. I mean, you know, I think always in the past, and it's always been that couples got married earlier. You know, they would have kids earlier. Someone would go through this course that Christian. But at the same time, I think the mindset's changed a lot. I think it's largely to do with careers and money, and that worries me. When you have guys which are very, very focused on careers, women that are very, very focused on careers and both coming together, giving our title dinks, right? Double income, no kids, right? And then, you know, not having kids because they're very happy with the luxurious lifestyle. I think we've got to take away the emphasis from the money, and we need to put more emphasis on love. I mean,
how do you do that? It's easier said than done.
I think it's getting people to be more bohemian. You know what I mean?
You think so? You think Singapore is ready to be bohemian?
I wouldn't say bohemian in the strongest sense of the word, you know, but I would say I think
we
people,
all go to jail if we all.
I think people need to look in here a lot more rather than look in here. You know, I mean, if you're looking in here, there's always not enough money.
That's true.
You know, once you made enough money, you've got to the next stage. You want more money.
Okay.
You know, but if you're looking here, you know, you can get that satisfaction. You can reach that ultimate level of happiness.
Beautiful.
With anybody, do you know what I mean?
Well, I hope you guys are feeling the love. Okay, we want to hear what you guys are thinking, so keep sending us your comments. Or you could alternatively get in touch with us with information, our usual information that you usually see on the screen. It's time for a break, but we'll be right back with more on Point Blank, so stay with us.